Hello, and welcome to the Social Engineering and Phishing course. My name is Muharrem Aydin. I'm a computer engineer and cybersecurity expert, and I'm your instructor in this course. In this course, you're going to learn the following things about social engineering: the terminology and definitions of social engineering, basic social engineering techniques, social engineering types and the steps of the social engineering tests, how to bypass security measures, how to create malware, how to create custom payloads to use inside the malware, how to embed the malicious code into documents, the social engineering toolkit, and social engineering via phone, also known as phishing. Before we begin, we should prepare for the course and for the hands-on practices we will do. Throughout the course, we will use two devices. Kali is a Linux distribution which is prepared for ethical hackers. We are going to use Kali as the attacker system. Kali includes a lot of useful and free-to-use hacking tools, and we're going to use some of them. If you don't want to use Kali for some reason, you can download the tools that we use, install them to your host machine, and then use them. I'm going to use a Windows 8 virtual machine as the victim system throughout the course. Because Microsoft's operating systems are the most common systems in the world, we're going to prepare our attacks and malware for Microsoft operating systems in general. Why am I using Windows? Because I have a license for it. As the victim machine, you can use a virtual machine with another operating system, or you can use your host machine. Please don't forget to choose the appropriate methods and files according to your victim machine's model, version, and architecture. You can use any virtualization platform such as Oracle, VirtualBox, VMware, Player, etc. While using virtual environments, the virtual machines should be on the same network to see each other. We're going to use virtual machines in NAT mode. If you're using VirtualBox, because of its architecture, you should create a NAT network. If you use a virtual machine in NAT mode without configuring any NAT network, a network is created for that virtual machine and it doesn't see other virtual machines, even if they're in NAT mode. Go to VirtualBox Preferences, select NAT Networks under Network Segment, add Create New NAT Network, then go to Virtual Machine Settings. In Adapter 1 tab under Network Segment, attach the virtual machine to the NAT network and choose the NAT network you created. Now, if you're using one of the VMware tools such as VMware Player, Fusion, or Workstation, using NAT mode for network interfaces will be enough for the virtual machines to see each other. If you'd like to use virtual machines in host-only network mode, please learn how the virtualization platform works in that mode first. Before we start, let's be sure if the virtual machines can see each other. Start the virtual machines and log into them. Now, if you didn't change the credentials before, you can log in Kali with the default credential. The default credential of the Kali is root as the username and Tor as the password. That's TOOR. First, let's learn the IP address of each machine. Now, because Kali is a Linux distribution, we can use ifconfig command to learn its IP address. Open a terminal screen, type ifconfig, and press enter. The IP address which is seen in the ETH0 interface is what we want. In a Windows system, you can learn the IP address running ipconfig command in the command line. Open a command terminal screen, open a run window pressing Windows button plus the R button together, and in the run window type CMD to open the terminal screen. In your hosting machine, you will see more than one IP address for your system. You'll see an interface with a name like VimNetX. This is the IP address that we use to interact with the virtual machines. By the way, it'll be the first IP address of that IP block. and then ping the other machine. You should see a terminal screen similar to the screen seen on the slide. At least packet loss should be less than 100%. If you don't get such a result, please check the virtual machine settings again. The IP addresses of the virtual machines should be in the same IP block, which means if one of your machines has an IP address like 172.16.99.123, the IP address of the other virtual machine should be 172.16.99.222.